person, and I don't know how well you can see her, but this is a young lady who came to our hotel one night. She's 23 years old. Her name is Samar Abu Sayed, and she's the head of the youth committee in Gaza. And there's Harry, one of the members of our delegation who's here, and there's Samar. And she is telling us about forming this youth committee in the middle of, this is a very emotional moment, in the middle of telling us all about this youth committee. She said that she had not been able to have, to leave the territory because, to accept certain fellowships she'd been offered. And she kept talking, and one of us said, could you please tell us about this? And as you can see, this is a young woman. I think of her as a little like my niece, because she was extremely well put together, sort of a city, a school body president type. She's very, she has natural leadership. She came here to the hotel by herself at 23, as I say, and really wanted to talk about issues, and suddenly was talking about herself and describing 2 efforts to leave Gaza, where she could not accept these leadership fellowships, and really just lost it. And I mean, to our credit, I think that she was really deeply embarrassed by this, that here she was coming to meet these strangers and tell about Gaza. And, you know, we were all quiet, and we didn't really allow her to be embarrassed. We sort of honored the feeling that she was experiencing, because it was so profoundly revelatory to us, and also so disturbing. And I think that part of what was going on in this meeting is that, as she expressed it, Gazans are deeply curious about the outside world. This is a young woman who could be, you know, who should be in England, who should be in Abu Dhabi, who should be somewhere developing her leadership skills. She can't get out. She's just really curious about other people, which is why she came. And it just, well, next slide. The next night, 5 more students came to visit us at the hotel. Summer had told them, and they showed up. And I related to this guy because he's a little bit nerdy, and I was nerdy at that age. And he's a computer science student, an engineering student, who's trying to get out 4 times. And his name is Hazem Abu Karesh, and the 4 scholarships he had were to China, Malaysia, Jordan, and I forget where in Europe. And on each occasion, he was stopped from going. The Chinese one, it took him 3 months to get the permission to travel. When he got to the Israeli border, they started making calls, and the Chinese said, hey, we dropped this scholarship, you know, because you didn't show up. And as he said to me, you know, it is out of my hand. And he said it with this rage, confusion. I mean, you see, I don't know if you can see the bewilderment on his face, but he's obviously a highly intelligent young man. All he wants to do is serve his society, and he can't go anywhere. Next slide, please. I'm moving sort of older in this kind of Gazan family that we met. This is someone who has chosen to be in Gaza, who could be working anywhere in the world. Her name is Reem Abu Jaber. And Reem is heads the Katan Center for the Child, which is a library and play facility for children that is, it's sort of lavish. It's kind of stunning to go into this place and see the incredible facilities they have for children in Gaza City. And the reason it is so is because a construction magnate in London named Katan, who is Palestinian, has given as much money as he can to fund this center, 5 centers, I believe, in Gaza, with the belief that Palestinian children should have what the children in London have. And Reem, who heads this center, has an advanced degree in library science and chose to go back to Gaza rather than take a job in the Gulf states or in Europe because she sees it as, well, she's just a committed person. And here she's showing us a painting by one of the children of the Gaza onslaught from last January. And a couple of things that Reem said that spring to mind, that sort of capture the sort of ordinary life of the siege. This guy in London said, look, the libraries here, I've noticed that they have rounded, soft shelves for the kids' books. So the kids are running around the library, they don't hurt themselves on the shelf. I want that for my library. And so he bought them in London, and it took 2 years for her to get them into the territory. And the same thing she says is true of money. He sends money, she can't get it out of the bank. It's a daily frustration. And she had invited me one day to go to, I got close to Reem because I brought a Kindle to her. A friend here bought a Kindle and to give to the library. And Reem invited me, after I had brought this, she invited me to an art opening in Gaza City. And I crossed Gaza City to go to this art opening, and there was a rally, a Hamas rally, in the central square. And it's everything you've seen on CNN. There were guys with, everyone had the green flags. There were guys with stockings over their heads and guns standing in a row. There was this hectoring speech, very strident speech, on obviously of a militant character. And from there I went to the Bank of Palestine, and on an upper floor there's an art opening where just kind of they're hipsters. It's just what you would see in Soho. You see hipsters, you see artists, you see their girlfriends and boyfriends. 3 minutes. So I said to Reem subsequently, I said, Reem, what is Gaza? What is Gaza? And she said, is it this or is it that? She said, it's everything. It's both things. And to attempt to marginalize the militant response to our situation, you just can't do it. She said, I'm not Hamas, but no one can marginalize this part of our society. It's part of what is happening here. Next slide. This is Tagreed Al-Qadari of the New York Times, who made the very same statement to me and to us. She said, you cannot marginalize Hamas. She has told John Kerry this. She's told all the congressmen who have come. Tagreed is a sort of unofficial ambassador for the Gazan people. And she refers to the siege, she refers to the blockade, she refers to living in a jail. And I said to her, Tagreed, I don't see these words in your writing in the New York Times. You're being censored. And her response to me, which I think characterizes the response of almost everyone we met, was essentially, what was first journalistic, was, you write a lot of stuff, some gets in, some doesn't get in. She said, look, I'm writing for the New York Times, she told me. I'm trying to reach the American people. I'm trying to change the perception of the Gazan people. I will do anything to do that. I could be making a lot of money working for a television station in the Gulf. This is where I'm taking my stand. And I think that is the thing that impressed all of us about the people we met, is the degree of commitment, the degree of dignity, the degree of awareness of what they were doing. And the last slide is of an 82-year-old man who has not been able to visit his son in prison for 7 years. He fears he's going to die. He showed up to a press conference with us, wearing traditional dress, bore himself with just incredible dignity, no anger but not rage. And his name is Jalal Sagar. His wife has died without seeing their son. His son is sent away for 320 years. The reason I end here is that he came to us, he came to Code Pink press conference as to an international delegation. And we are the international delegation. Medea Police organized the sort of sole international they're not getting many visitors. They're lonely. They need to make this connection, and they have made this connection because of us. And our knowing their stories has given us a great deal of power over here, because we can't change our society on these issues without knowing their experience. And similarly, they will never change their conditions without us being able to change our society. It's really a joint operation, and I think that we gained incredible power from learning these stories.